Welcome to OSOSIM's Leadership Live simulation, developed in cooperation with Hey Group. This video is designed to give you a quick overview of the functionality of the simulation. When you first enter the simulation, you have a memo from the concert's chairman open on the screen. You can see additional information by choosing from the links at the bottom of the document once you scroll down. Your simulated time will only start once you close this opening document window using the Continue button at the bottom. These same documents may be viewed in the document folder once you have started the simulation. The first time you start a simulation session, you will see explanations of the main screen buttons to help remind you where to find functions. Your assistant may call with messages and reminders, which you can close by clicking on the button at the bottom of the screen once you have read them. On the main simulation screen, you have access to the 6 site locations, as well as the staff team members and any stakeholders available. The colored circles around the faces of the characters give you a quick indication of the current opinion of that person regarding the concert preparations. Green is good to go, yellow is all right, it indicates a positive feeling, orange is starting to get a bit upset, and if you have anyone who's red, such as Alex here on your team, it means that the person is not very happy right now, and that might have a negative consequence on the outcomes. To see the same information about your other team members, click on the Details button for any of the site locations, and you will have the corresponding country manager's opinion shown by the colored bar underneath their picture. The I button next to each character provides the description of that person that was in the pre-reading document. During the simulation, you can also organize an informal chat with characters to provide you with additional profile information on them. In the Site Details screen, you can also see more information about the status of each location. Note that brief explanations of the cells appear if you hover with your mouse over them. You can choose to change the reporting interval requested from a country manager by clicking on the Edit button. At the bottom of the screen, you have your communication icons. Sending an email, arranging a telephone conference, or setting up a meeting with one or more stakeholders or team members are all direct forms of communication which are simulated on screen. You also have a list of other events that happen behind the scenes. Here's an example of holding a meeting. To choose which characters you want to have a meeting with, you have a list of either the team members or the stakeholders. So if you want to switch to stakeholders, you click on the button at the top or back to team members. If I want to choose, for example, to meet with Catherine and Stephen, I would click on those characters to move them to the right side of the selection screen. If I change my mind, it's not Stephen I want, but Alex, you use clicks to move the characters back and forth between the right-hand side of the panel and the left. Once you have the selection of individuals that you want, click on Create Event. If the people are available right away, the event will happen immediately. Otherwise, it will get scheduled in your calendar for the next available future date when all the selected characters are free. Within any direct communication event, you have broad subject categories on the left-hand side to help make what you want to say easier to find. When you choose a specific category, you'll see the questions or statements that are available for you to say to the people in this event. The available questions within each category may change dynamically according to what is happening in the simulation. If I want to provide these two people with some additional information, I would click on that category and then choose the specific information to provide. They will respond based on the current information that they have, on what I've done so far in the simulation, and on any other aspects that might change their answers. There are certain categories that only appear at defined times during the simulation related to specific issues. Not all characters will have something to say about every question. You have a limited number of communications within each event, shown in the middle of the meeting screen. Once you're finished with the event, close it using the X in the upper right of the inner window. For the other events, there are a variety of actions to choose from that then happen behind the scenes. You don't see these simulated directly on screen, but they happen at the scheduled time and will have an impact on the people involved. For some events, you can choose more specific subjects within that action. If I want, for example, to get 2 characters to discuss the sponsorship deal without me present, I can choose to ask Catherine and Rosalind to phone each other and speak about that, and they will do it when they're next available. I will receive an email confirmation when it has happened, which will give me an indication of what the effect of that event might have been. At the top of the main screen, you have your information buttons, the document folder with the information we saw at the beginning for reference, the overall concert dashboard, and the calendar that shows you the events you've done or that are scheduled in the future. On the concerts dashboard, you can see the amount of money earned so far for each site, as well as a quick indication of the site status based on performance so far. Overall information on money raised, as well as the current reputational impact, is also available. The +1 day and +1 week buttons that you have in the lower left-hand corner of the main screen are time advance buttons, which are not recommended that you use unless you are running short on time and need to complete the simulation. It is better to use the time available to you for communication or other actions, since you can't get back any time that you skip. You will receive calls from your team members or the stakeholders during the course of the simulation and be able to respond to them. You will also have issue decisions that pop up on the screen at specific times during the simulation, with the options available to you for each of those decisions. Deferring the decision for a little while allows you to speak to others about their views on the issue and gather more information before making your final decision. To change or review the decision and make the final choice, use the icons that appear in the Decisions area at the lower middle of the screen. When you reach the concert deadline, the simulation will end and you will get an evaluation letter from the concert's chairman. Then you will see a summary screen with your final results and outcomes. These results will be compared to those of other groups during the debrief session. That completes our overview of the main functionalities of the simulation. We hope you enjoy running it, but realize that it is difficult and may feel frustrating at times. Please get in touch with your Hey Group contact or OSOSIM if you have any specific questions or issues. Above all, we hope you learn a lot about leadership from the experience. Thank you.